Warning, you are not watching Siskel and Ebert.
You are now entering Wang's world.
So topical back with another video. I'm Strange Wang, and today I have a film review for the movie Across the Spider-Verse, the newest Spider-Man film in that franchise saga, whatever you want to call it. But the second one, the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, very, very good. Incredible film. Recently rewatched that, and it was better than I remembered. Very happy about that. But we're not talking about the first one, we're talking about the second one. But before we talk about the second one, that thanks button underneath this video, if you could click it and donate us some of that green, that cheddar, that mozzarella, that Bob De Niro, we would really appreciate your money. We'd also appreciate it if you subscribe to Southern Topical, the YouTube channel, because that helps out a lot. But let's get into the review. I gave this film a 9.5 out of 10 Wangs.
Why? 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 Why?
Because, Strange Wang, I've seen a lot of movies. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel about movies if I haven't seen a lot of movies. If I wasn't passionate, if I didn't love, and I didn't study and understand to a certain level movies. So, going into this, knowing it's going to be a two-parter, is going to be a little slow. You're not going to have a conclusion to this film, which means it's not going to hit as hard as the first one did, or a film that has its story wrapped up in one film. Fine, I'm okay with that. You told me off the rip, I know it's in my brain. And because of that, I didn't want it to end, you know? I wanted one thing, and this film gave that to me. Consistency. Can that first one, can that magic carry over into the sequel, and hopefully into the next sequel? My answer, they gave it to me, and it's yes. Yes, it can. Yay! But with that, you get it being a little slow. There's not a ton of action sequences in this movie, and for some people, they're sitting at home, or they were sitting in a theater, and they was like, but me, I understood it. Did I like it? You could have peppered a little bit more in, because the only problem I have with this film is the runtime, and not saying it's too long, but I felt the runtime. I yawned once. I was like, man, this is a long movie. That thought went through my head. And when you're making a movie and you want people to be invested in it, especially when it's a movie targeted towards children who are on TikTok and have small attention spans, like, you don't want them to think about other things. You want them to be completely invested into the story, into the characters. And for the most part, I was. But there was that 2-3% of the runtime where I was like, man, how are they going to wrap this up? Where are they going to get to a point to wrap this movie up? Because right now, I don't see it. And it wrapped up beautifully, but it still had a little bit of a pacing issue. And when I say a little bit, I do mean like 2 to 3%. Like, it's almost a nitpick.
I guess.
But other than that, everything in this film was great. And everything that is great about this film was done a little bit better in the first film. The storytelling, how they told each character's story and was able to move on and not give it the perfect amount of time so they could move on. They didn't drag out stories for certain people. They knew this character would give them a certain amount of time. And this one, it was more based on the character's past and the role they're playing in this film, how much time you're going to give them. Obviously, Spider-Man 99, he doesn't dig Miles too much. So you don't need to harp on his character too much, because good writing, you don't want the audience to feel too sympathetic. You want them to feel for him. You want to understand where he's coming from. That's what all the best villains have. Sympathy, understanding with them and the audience. Man, I see where he's coming from, but there must be a different way. And that's our hero's journey. And they put that in this film perfectly. And it made me root for Miles. And when you get the stakes, oh my God, when you learn the stakes of this movie, how could you not want Miles to come out and win and be victorious? If you didn't get behind Miles Morales before that point, you damn sure did afterwards. And that goes back to good writing. Lord and Miller, fantastic. They know these characters inside and out. the other thing they know inside and out is how many fucking movies they're making. And because of that, I got something that I love. I'm tired of most superhero movies because you gotta watch 39 TV shows, you gotta watch 110 movies to watch one movie that's coming out in theaters. And it's too tiresome. Someone said it best, you either watch superhero movies or you watch everything else. Obviously, this is an exception. The Flash will be an exception because Batman 89, phenomenal. But Lord and Miller, the cameos they put in this film, the little Easter eggs, do they lead to other movies in the franchise? No. When you see them, do you pop and you have fun? Yes, and that's the point of an Easter egg. It's not to, oh my god, look who's coming in. You can do that. But this one, it broke up the tension, the slow story building, and instead of getting little action scenes, it's like, oh my goodness, live action Spider-Man. Oh my goodness, look at this guy. Oh my goodness, it's great. It felt like I was walking in a fucking Spider-Man museum, having the time of my life. And this film is going to give you a wonderful time in your life because start to finish, overall, this film is pure excitement. It's joy, it's emotional, it has you feeling all feelings that can be felt. You can have a little fear during certain parts of this film. You can be sad with these characters. The emotional weight they put in these animated characters is unbelievable. And yes, the action's phenomenal. The animation, honestly, the animation is better in this one than the first one, but the animation is incredible nonetheless. The emotion they put in these animated movies is the best part of them. And because of that, and the good filmmaking put behind it, I had to give Across the Spider-Verse a 9.5 out of 10 Wangs. Obviously, we didn't get a full ending, so a couple nicks off of that. I like to sit down and watch a movie and be done, you know? And then the sequel, that's a whole nother story with these characters. You're giving me half a story, I'm going to feel some type of way about it. I understand, because you're trying to tell a story, and I trust you guys to tell the story. So, points off of that. Points off for slow storytelling at times. The wrong time, like I said. But I am so fucking ready for Spider-Man 3 Across the Spider-Verse Part 2. I need it. I need it now.
Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, now!
Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts and opinions about Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video. And subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.